Hello travelers! I am Lorekeen, your traveler's guide to Tyria. In the last episode we got drunk and defeated a great evil. After all that hard work, perhaps we should start our trip today with a break. The hill next to the swamp seems to be a good place to slow down for a moment and enjoy the subtler things. And that is exactly what Tirzie the Painter is doing. She is a ranger with a pet coyote named Shala. Tirzie is passionate about painting, and for this reason she can sell you paints for the legendary staff Bivrist and the legendary short bow Dreamer, and once you start crafting the legendary sword bowl, she will share with you her perspective on painting. This character's name and her passion for art are a reference to an ex-environmental artist from ArenaNet, Tirzie Bauer. The list of her contributions to the game is long and impressive. She is credited to have worked on environments from Nightfall to Path of Fire, and from Desert Borderland and World vs. World to the first raid Winged Spirit Vale and the Hidden Garden. So it's no surprise that in-game you can find multiple references to her. In Desert Borderlands, champion Tirzie Bosar is guarding the keep. In Blue Alpine Borderlands, one monument is called Bauer's Estate, and funny enough, there is a gravestone in Shaymore Cemetery to Bier's a tower. Oh, and she is mentioned in Ore. This plaque actually says, "Here lies Tirzie, she sleeps with those she loved, until the day breaks." Or maybe this is a reference to Tirzie, the ghost from Crystal Desert during prophecies? Anyway, sitting near Tirzie will grant you 4 whole minutes of regeneration. At the base of this hill lies the road that Sister Brenda of Elven Monastery uses to take her shipment of brew to Swamplost Heaven. We met her in the last episode, linked somewhere. This road is actually named the Lion Road, and it is easily recognizable because unlike the other streets in the game, this one is stone paved. It is the main trade route in Tyria, and you can follow it from zone to zone, as it is connecting all major cities in Central Tyria, from Radisum in the beautiful grove to the west in the Tarnished Coast, to Divinity's Reach and Lion's Arch, and all the way across the Shiverpix to Holbrack and Black Citadel. There are some detours in Snowdon Drifts and Shiverpix, caused by Jormag's corruption, but the Lionguard has members stationed there to guide you to safety. In fact, the Lionguard is an old military organization that defended Kryta and the Crichton royal family before the Char invasion, when the White Mantles took over most of their tasks. The last bastion of the glory of old Kryta, the Lionguard saw themselves demoted to simple peacekeepers, but they still retain the honor of protecting the great city of Lion's Arch, as they had for time immemorial. Even so, the Lionguard made history when Watchman Arad convinced a hero to help him track down some royal papers about the next in line for the throne. They found Salma and the war in Kryta started. After the war, the newly formed Seraphs took over the role of main military organizations of Kryta. So now the Lionguard are acting more as protectors of the merchants and travelers. To this day, they remain the main force in Lion's Arch, under Captain Magnus the Bloody-Handed Irondawn, their current leader. In order to be able to offer refuge for merchants and caravans, they built a series of outposts along the Lion Road called Heavens, usually found close to portals between maps or other important passages. Here one can find an assortment of services like traders and merchants or armor reinforcements. And although a waypoint is usually found there or nearby too, these havens will usually act as starting or end points of an escort event. Like the one involving Sister Brenda, that can lead you to the first such outpost we find, Swamplost Heaven. Sheriff Navalt is in charge of the outpost here, while Deputy Stein is his second in command. The deputy loves beer and baths, and since the water here is not really to be trusted, the shipment of beer is something he very much looks forward to, so much so that he complains about not receiving it for a while even when Sister Brenda sells the ale in the middle of the outpost.
So, Buka, how is that whole praying to a bunch of invisible beings working out for you?
I wouldn't mock others for odd beliefs. Your kind believes the world is a machine.
It is, yes. It's a terrific structure to be studied and understood.
How can you study something as big as the world, when your own golem ran off?
It didn't run off. It just had an unscheduled momentum overload.
And you think it'll return one day?
Yes, it's only been 2 weeks.
Now that, my friend, is an act of faith.
Going up the hill, we find one of the secrets of Queensdale, a locked door and a warning sign that reads, "Only truly threatening people may enter." Use the threaten emote and the door will slide up, uncovering a small cave, named Bonegrinder's Gully. The sign translates to warning. Cave troll, and yes, the veteran cave troll awaits you inside, along with the bones he's been grinding. To leave, you can threaten the door again, or use the lever.
Brothers, the humans cower in wooden shacks and whisper to their children that we will butcher them, and they are right.
All over the map we see how threatening the centaurs are to humans, but the truth is they are a danger to many other beings. Edens are also affected, and for this reason, veteran Krug, the hard NPC, is trying to get them to unite against the centaurs, but Edens are stubborn creatures, so he needs your help.
You help Ettins work together to crush hoof beasts! Ettins not work good with other Ettins!
You mean, Ettins don't work well with other Ettins?
Huh?
Fat Hands is a friendly, but very brave Eden. He is ready to go deal with the centaurs himself, even if the others are not easy to convince.
Me go crush puny hoof beasts! No! No go alone! Me not scared like you! Krug not scared!
Keeping them company is Ludlow, a member of a number of committees in Beetletime, but he got lost on his way to a tasting at Elven Monastery when he ran into these Edens and decided to use his negotiating skills to try to help them.
I still don't get what you want me to do. You want me to make the Ettins fight. Is this supposed to be hard?
Me said already! You no listen! You stupid for a human!
You can talk to Edens about working together to crush the hoof beasts. You can even get them to rally and attack the centaurs at the righteous hoof moot, and so clearing your way to the place of power there can give you a hero point.
The humans cannot stop us, for we are the wind itself. When we run, they tremble.
The power of this place is dark as the voices of the innocents butchered here in grisly centaur rituals call out from the very ground once made crimson by their slaughter. If you interact with the hero point while having a superior rune of scavenging and inventory, the rune will be destroyed, but you will be rewarded with Mark of the Tamini, an item required for Treasure Hunter achievement.
We are unstoppable! We go where we will! Take what we will! Kill who we will!
A bit north we find the first jumping puzzle, Deamongrub Pits. You have to complete it for the legendary Sunrise in Chuka and Champawat, but you can also find some missing ornaments for the children achievement. In the first room we meet Kiterin, who tries to overcome her fear of heights by attempting the jumping puzzle. You can motivate her to try it.
Whew, whoa, that's a long way down. No, I can do this. I'm big, brave, strong. That's right! Ready, set, go! No, I can't. I can't do this.
A bit further you can find the first chest guarded by spiders. A massive egg sack lays on a ledge lower and, optionally, you can destroy it to receive a bag of loot called Fall Adventure Pouch. In the second room you have to fight the Skelk for a hidden second chest, and we can make a second friend too, veteran Rakartuk, a friendly squid who lives here.
More stuff, more stuff, stuffy stuff.
Since he spends a lot of time collecting trash in this pit, he knows the cave by heart, and so if you ask him, Rakartuk can give you hints about finding the final room and lets you take a bundle from his stash to help you on your way. But if you take things without asking him first, he will attack you.
You're gonna get it, and I'm gonna give it to you. Okay, stop it! It hurts me so!
In the final room, past the body of a dead mercenary, you will have to fight the oozes for the final chest of the area, the one needed for the achievements. On the ledge opposite to the exit, there is a camp where the coals of the fire still glow. I guess the mercenary died recently? I hope you can outrun a centaur, because Orlaf Escarpments area is infested by them. At Cliffwatch Camp, a band of centaurs have established a base of operations. On the bright side, there is a chest that can be looted inside the largest tent. Hidden Cliff Camp is the primary lair of the local band of Tamini centaurs. From here they terrorize the Tunwatch Redoubt, Holdland Camp and all the way to the fields of the Shire of Beetleton. This is the place where the centaurs are bringing the slaves they have captured in the battles around the area. If you free the poor souls, they will run all their way out of the map. Manned by Seraph and funded by Lord Cowdycuss, Tunwatch Redoubt is a garrison that stands between the centaurs and Beetleton's farms. This is why it is important to defend it, and if that fails, try to take it back from the sinners that take farmers as slaves. Protecting the Tunwatch Redoubt, Holdland Camp and Beetleton farms are key events in the battle for Beetleton, the second meta event of Queensdale after defeating the Shadow Behemoth. We will talk more about Beetleton, its farms and history in the next episode, when we will visit the circus and have some of the worst wine in Tyria. Like, subscribe and click on the bell icon to be notified when we will embark on our new journey. Until then, happy exploring!